Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Kiddushin page 33, which discusses that there is a special mitzvah that when you see someone who is either elderly or someone who is scholarly, someone who is a chacham, that you're supposed to stand up for them. And on this, the Talmud discusses if it's someone who is not your primary teacher, you only have to stand up for them once they're within a Daled Amos range of let's call it 6 to 8 feet. However, if it's someone who is of great stature, then you actually have to stand up for them as soon as you see them, and you have to wait until that person sits down or is no longer in sight. Interestingly enough, the Torah tells us this obligation. It says, "Mipnei seva tokum v'hadarta." You have an obligation to stand up for such people. And on this, the Talmud wonders, how about the Torah itself? Now, every child knows, if you go to a synagogue, when the Torah is being brought out of the ark and is about to be read, and it's traveling, that everyone stands up for it. But the truth is, there's no Torah commandment that requires you to stand up for the Torah itself. But on this, the Talmud says it's based on logic. If the reason why you have to stand up for a scholar is because of the Torah knowledge that they have, so then it stands to reason that the Torah itself, the very Torah that that person learned, that certainly should stand up for. And therefore, in fact, that is the requirement. Now, it is interesting that on one hand, even though it's true that you're supposed to stand up for the scholar may benefit by not going out of their way and just walking right by so that everyone's standing up for them. In fact, perhaps that individual, as the Talmud says, will achieve what's called a richa shamim, a long life, by going or circumventing the crowd so that no one had to stand up for them. In fact, I recall when I was in Ner Yisrael, which is a rabbinical school in Baltimore, Maryland, that I was learning in a very large study hall, and the dean, the Rosh Hashiva, was coming in, and when that person, Rav Weinberg, a blessed memory, at that moment, everyone stopped learning and they all stood up, and he walked through. Hundreds of people stopped, silence, until he finally got to his seat. And I noticed something very interesting, that he did this because he had no other choice. He obviously had to get into the study hall as well, but he walked quite briskly because he didn't want people to have to wait an extended period of time. Now, it's interesting that some people, as myself, was my custom, that when it came to going into a classroom, I had all of the students stand up. And it's not because I want respect for myself, that I need respect, but it's so important, especially in this generation, in this day and age, where that students need to be able to develop that understanding that their teachers are people that need to be respected. And therefore, by them standing up, hopefully that will be ingrained within them this notion, the importance of showing respect to our elders, and also showing great value in those who are educated in Torah study. Unfortunately, we live in a generation where sports stars are glorified and rock stars. Not to say that those people are not making nice contributions in the entertainment business, but at the same time, we should also educate children to find value and to see the importance in their elders as well as scholars. And therefore, the Torah says, I want you to stand up, because I want you to realize and recognize that these people are greater than you. And by you recognizing that, maybe that will instill within the child the desire to want to be more like them, to recognize the value in those people, and hopefully they themselves will become more motivated to wish to achieve such similar accomplishments. So this is what the Torah is asking. We want you to stand up when you see an elder. We want you to show respect, because when you do that, you recognize that there are people that are even greater and smarter than you.